This episode is brought to you by all the inappropriate and imposing questions your family asks you around the holidays. What are you going to do with your life? When are you getting married? Oh, that looks a little tight. Fuck you!
This episode is also brought to you by Sober October. It's amazing how much money you can save when you're not pissing it all away at the pub.
Booyah.
Fuck.
This is Real Garbage.
Good evening.
I didn't know if you were going to start. I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to say. What's up? How was your Thanksgiving weekend last weekend?
Oh, it was good. I did a Friendsgiving on
We used to call that Orphan Thanksgiving. I used to call that Orphan Thanksgiving.
Oh.
Yeah.
I did Friendsgiving on Saturday, and like my best friend Ellen just fucking knocked it out of the park. She took it upon herself. Her parents went away to Seattle, I think. She cooked turkey, mashed potatoes. She did buns. What else did she make? Gravy.
Damn.
Like she actually created a feast, and it was so good. And she did this all by herself. Like she's just one of those innate, like, people with innate talents to cook and bake. It's wild. Like,
really?
Yeah. And she made so many desserts. I'm gonna quickly look it up because she posted this big thread on Instagram.
Let her know you know a guy who would love to have somebody cook for him every now and then.
Oh.
And I will trade slow cooker meals. Because you have had my
hamburger
soup the other day.
Yes, that was so good.
Freaking fantastic.
Yeah, she made homemade mini pumpkin tarts.
Damn.
She made a 4-layer cookie cheesecake.
What?
Top layer is cookie dough. Second layer is Oreos.
Trying to give your friends the beaties?
She has diabetes too. It's so funny.
What?
She's like, she makes all this sweet stuff.
I didn't want to assume, I didn't want to make assumptions.
No, yeah. It's so funny. I remember taking a Snapchat video and I was like, we got cake. We got a second cake. We got tarts. We got cookies. We got second cookies. And Ellen was like, we got diabetes.
Jesus Christ. We have high cholesterol.
Yeah.
We have heart conditions.
But yeah, it's first layer is cookie dough. Second layer is Oreo cookies, double stuffed.
God.
Third layer is cheesecake. Fourth layer is brownie. And then she made the gravy, stuffing, mashed potatoes, carrots, buns, turkey. There's the full cheesecake in all its glory. There's turkey.
Damn.
I know.
How big was the bird?
Really, really fucking big.
Yeah.
And then this past weekend-ish, it was the youngest's 18th birthday. His favorite color is yellow, and his favorite cake is funfetti. She made a 4-layer funfetti cake that we also had.
What is a funfetti cake? Please explain.
Funfetti is like birthday cake. It's like vanilla with a bunch of. Do you remember Dunkaroos? Remember the one with the best icing packet? It was the white with all the rainbow sprinkles in it.
Yes.
That's what funfetti is.
Oh.
Yeah.
So it's a regular cake smothered in that.
Yeah. The cake batter itself is that.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
It's diabetes.
That's diabetes.
And
that's
then
too much sugar.
She also made homemade Rice Krispie treats. She made baked brie as well. Fuck yeah. She made those little pumpkin boy cookies, homemade chocolate chip cookies, brownies.
So if you don't mind, just next time this happens,
I'll invite you.
Yeah, it'd be kind of nice. I didn't get invited to any dinners on Thanksgiving weekend. Kind of bummed out, but no big deal.
If I had known that, I would have asked Ellen if I could bring you.
Oh, that's fine, because I was working Saturday anyway. You said it was Saturday, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was at, I did some jackhammering all morning, and then went to the bar and worked from 7 till 3 a.m.
Damn.
Oh, God, it was that late night that just messed my whole weekend up of sleep. Because I've been telling you about my insanely vivid dreams.
Oh, God,
told you about the one where I had to strangle an AI. It was either a robot or an alien. I think it was an alien because it died.
That makes
Because I
sense.
strangled it with my bootlaces. or tried to, and then the other aliens caught on. I'm actually trying to find someone to animate. I want to find an animator to animate my dreams because I'm just going to record myself talking about them and then get someone to animate them. And I'm talking like crude animation. It doesn't need to be fancy at all.
Oh, just like
because it's the way my brain works in the dreams. Like it's like I just quick cut from scene to scene. Because at one point I'm like, I'm gonna have to strangle this alien with my bootlaces, and I'm like taking my boot off. Then all of a sudden it's like, we caught on to your plan. We knew you were trying to kill our friend. The next thing you know, we're running like, shit! You can't believe you actually killed him. And then the next thing I know, the other alien's trying to rip my arm out of the socket. I literally had to jump off a cliff through the trees, and I'm falling into more trees. Like, this was a good 1,000-foot cliff.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, holy shit! And then I woke up and was like, huh. Okay, I've been asleep for 3 hours. 3 hours of sleep is all I got too.
Oh.
Tried to go back to bed, kind of had that like half asleep, half awake sort of feeling, and then it's all of a sudden it's 9 o'clock, and I'm going, well, better stay up the rest of the day.
Damn, I can never remember my dreams if I have any.
Well, I'm keeping a dream journal. I'm writing this shit down. Cool. And I started this, Connor was on the podcast with me last weekend. He told me about this lucid dreaming app that I've been using called Awoken.
Oh, God.
It's neat. So you can set it so it reminds me. I get 6 reminders a day between the hours that I set that I'm awake and before I go to bed. And it'll go do a reality check. And it's, here, hold on, I'll tell you exactly what it tells me. It's so cool. Because I've always wanted to do this stuff. So I get daily reality checks. Mm-hmm. Excuse me. Oh, I can't actually see what it says. Maybe one will pop up here. But no, actually, I'm supposed to be in bed right now. But so it won't. But it'll say like, look around at your surroundings. Are you asleep or are you awake? Count your fingers. Pinch your nose and try to breathe through your nose, because in your dream, you'll be able to breathe through your nose if you do that. Then it'll say, look at your surroundings. Is anything out of the ordinary? Does anything look weird? And then it'll say, convince yourself that you're awake and just double check every now and then.
Wow.
So I'm looking around in my apartment going, I'm pretty sure I'm awake. No, I'm awake. I haven't closed my eyes, haven't dozed off, haven't yawned in a while. I didn't go to bed. So after a while, I can't kick this cough. This is driving me nuts. I've been sick for like 2 weeks now.
Damn.
I think it's just detoxing for Sober October, because I feel really good. Everything else is gone. It's just this nagging tickle in my throat. I went and saw Joker earlier this week. So good. So good. If you've watched it now, you can go back and listen to the episode we put out. But don't do it if you haven't seen it.
Yeah, don't do that to yourself.
Ruin it. But I was like eating Fisherman's Friends the whole movie. Like I'm going to put one in now. Yeah. Every 10 minutes, I'm like, crinkle, crinkle, crinkle. And trying not to get into a coughing fit in the theater. I don't want to be that guy.
Oh, that's the worst.
You never want to be that guy.
No. Speaking of like weird dreams, I scared the shit out of Brandon the other night.
What'd you do?
I don't remember. But according to him, in the middle of the night, he's a light sleeper, like we both are, but like noises and stuff won't wake me up. It's just I usually don't get into like the REM cycle. I'll usually just be surface sleeping.
Ooh.
Yeah, it sucks.
Do you feel rested when you wake up?
No, never.
Oh, brutal. You try to take a melatonin or
yeah, but
CBD?
Then usually when I take melatonin, the next day I wake up and I feel even groggier and more tired than not.
Just send you home with some brownies.
Ooh.
I just baked brownies. Yeah.
But yes.
Half one of those hour before bed.
Yum.
Zonked right out.
So I was finally in it like a deep sleep, I guess. And apparently, according to Brandon, out of nowhere, I'm just like, Jesus. And he like woke up and he thought I was awake. So he's like, what? And I didn't do anything. And he's like, oh my God, she's asleep. And apparently I go from lying down to like sitting up, and I'm like, my eyes are open at this point and I'm staring into the corner of my room. And I just say, what the fuck? And Brandon was like, what the hell? What the hell is happening? And I guess he just grabbed my arms and like pulled me on top of his chest and started like stroking my head. And he's like, it's fine. You're fine. Just go to sleep. And he's like, when he's telling me this story, like we're laughing about it now because we're alive and we're not possessed by Satan. But
yeah, you kind of sound like you might have been there.
Yeah, at the time, I guess he was really freaked out. And he was like, it happened between like 3 and 5 a.m. too.
The witching hour.
Yeah, because
I looked it up because I kept waking up at 3.
Yeah, because he doesn't know exactly when it happened, but it was when it started getting dusky and like he could make out silhouettes in my room.
Dusky.
So yeah, he was really freaked out. And then when he was telling the story, obviously we were laughing about it. But he was like, yeah, I genuinely thought that this is it.
See, it's things like that, hearing stories like that make me happy to be single. Sleep in my own bed. I don't have to worry about people creeping me out in the middle of the night. Yeah, I kept waking up. So since I've started Sober October, I kept waking up. I haven't got a solid sleep. I think I got 1 or 2 solid nights of sleep between. Like I've been going to bed at 10, sleeping till 6. Like I'll wake up at 12:30, and I'll wake up at 3 in the morning. 3 in the morning
Jesus.
consistently. I'm like, and I Google them.
That's
Why the
spooky.
fuck do I keep waking up at 3? And there's a bunch of things. It's like, oh, because after a certain amount of hours, you're not in like a super deep sleep state anymore.
Yeah.
You're starting to get into a light sleep state. So anything can wake you up. Like I got these neighbors upstairs. They're so quiet. They're so quiet. But I think the daughter has a room right above me. And so stepping on the floor in certain spots makes creaking noises. And I haven't been sleeping with a fan like I used to. I used to sleep with white noise all the time.
I love sleeping with a fan.
Yeah, my fan sucks. It's so fucking loud, like, brrr, and like if you get
Oh.
it, you get it in the sweet spot. It's like, and all of a sudden I'm like, I go to lay down. And all of a sudden, brrr, I'm like,
like,
mother,
fuck.
I just want to throw the thing through the goddamn window. It's in the storage room now. I should just throw it in the dumpster tomorrow.
Yeah.
But she'll step on the floor in certain spots, and I'll get like a, grr, grr,
Oh.
grr. Like last night, I just coughing fits, and I'm like, oh, I'm almost asleep, and all of a sudden, grr. I'm like, come on, seriously? It's 3 in the morning. Go to fucking bed. What are you doing? Driving me nuts.
Oh, maybe
So.
it was a little leprechaun upstairs.
Might have been looking for his gold.
Looking for his gold.
Oh, nice. I like the transition. I was trying to, I'm like thinking like, how can we transition to this? I was thinking about luck or something, but fuck it. I subjected you to this horrific 1993 film.
Wow. I'd never seen it before until
I had seen it as a child.
I can imagine how this would be scary as a kid. 100%.
I only remember the parts with the leprechaun being creepy, and I thought it was more violent. So, listeners, we watched Leprechaun with Warwick Davis and young
Jennifer
24-year-old Jennifer Aniston.
Wow. She's still so ageless.
She's 50, and
Fuck.
she's a smoke show.
I know.
Here's
And
the
this,
best part of this movie.
yeah. And this was before Friends. This is her first role ever.
Was it a first role ever?
Yeah.
Oh, I shouldn't question you. You know all the
Yeah.
trivia and stuff. I'm like, you know what's up. I was thinking that. I'm like, was this her first movie? I didn't look. But
I noticed how in this movie and then her follow-up Friends, she was like typecast as like the spoiled rich girl.
yeah. Oh, she played that very well in this.
Yeah.
So this movie got a 4.8 out of 10 on IMDb. I don't know how.
Wow.
I really don't know how it got that high. 23% from the critics on Rotten Tomatoes.
That makes more sense.
It's still a little too high.
What?
And 32% from the viewers.
That's for Jennifer Aniston.
Yeah. That's all I can say is that was the best. Her legs, her tan legs, and those tight tank tops were the best part of this whole movie. So this movie starts off with a leprechaun in some sort of weird, creepy cave.
Yeah.
Going, ooh, me gold. Okay. I'm like a quarter Irish. His accent offended me.
Yeah.
I don't get offended by shit, but his accent was so bad. It offended me. I'm like, God damn. Like, why wasn't the director like,
You know what's more ironic about that? Warwick Davis is Welsh.
Yeah.
So
So he's not too far from Ireland.
no.
He should be able to nail that accent. It was almost like they went, hey, make it as hokey as possible.
Yeah. You know, they're after me Lucky Charms. Do that, but crank it to 10.
You've got me gold. I want me gold.
I want me gold back. It's not nice to take a leprechaun's gold.
So I've always pictured leprechauns as like, they've always been portrayed as these cute little bouncing around things. Okay,
They're like a cross between a Smurf and like a
it's a word.
pixie.
Yeah, I was going to say pixie, but I'm like, that's too small.
Yeah.
I was thinking more,
Hobbit.
no, hobbits are pretty big.
Yeah.
It's irrelevant. This thing, it looked jacked though. The shoulder pads in his jacket just made him look
Compared
even
to
bigger.
his little legs.
I loved the flute music right off the start.
I know.
The flute music did not add to the fact that this was an R-rated
Horror movie.
Do
Yikes.
you know how many of these they made?
Oh my God. Didn't they make like 4?
Six of them.
Yikes.
Leprechaun 1, 2, 3, 4 in space. That's 4 colon in space. Colon. And then there's Leprechaun into Hood. not in the Hood.
In the Hood.
And Leprechaun back into Hood.
Yikes.
6 of these movies.
Oh, no.
So bad. So we introduced to him, and then we were introduced to this old Irishman and his wife, who are both, again, the accents didn't work for me. But he's like, oh, I've got something for us. We're going mansion hunting tomorrow, babe. What do you mean we're going mansion hunting? We can't afford a mansion and a limousine.
Got no money.
Got no money. You pulled up in a limo. What are you doing? Tips him $100. Get out of here. Have a
and she's just like, what the fuck?
And he goes, she's like, what are you going to do with your grandma's urn? You're not supposed to bring it back. And like, he smashes it open, and he pulls out a bag of coins, of gold. Okay, 100 gold coins. Probably has some weight to it.
Yeah.
It's not light.
And he's just like,
He smashes the urn open and pulls out a bag, just holding a bag that's bigger than the urn was.
yeah.
I'm like, that
You're
didn't fit.
Okay.
And he's like, I stole it from a little person. Well, when did that happen?
Yeah.
All we saw was a leprechaun looking at his gold, and all of a sudden, this old Irish dude's got his gold.
There's no how.
And so what we learn later is that this leprechaun with his gold is super powerful. He has magic powers that he can use to do anything he wants.
Yep. And teleport.
I have so many issues with this movie.
One thing that I noticed that maybe I'm not an expert tea drinker, but
As we drink tea.
right now, but this lady, his wife, she boils the tea water in a kettle on the stove, she boils it, and it's already a teapot. Like, it doesn't even look like a kettle. It's a teapot. And then she puts the water from that teapot in another teapot to bring over to the living room. And I'm like, bitch, what is that in your hand right now? Why are you, is this just, am I a naive tea drinker and I'm like the scum of the tea world where I just put the hot water directly into my cup? Like, should I be transferring it over and filtering it from teapot to teapot?
Should have done your tea homework. Your tea trivia.
Oh my God, side note. Speaking of tea, I was making an eye cream sample for
I'm gonna need more of that soon too. And that anti-aging
cleanser.
Face cleanser, yeah.
I
gotta stay youthful looking.
I was talking to this guy about eye cream, and he was like, do you like tea? And I was like, yeah, I'll drink tea. And then he just like went on this tea tangent, and he's like, I'm a tea purist.
A tangent?
A tangent, yeah. And I thought of making a joke when he was like, do you like tea? Do you drink tea? I was gonna say, I like to spill tea. But then I was like, don't say it. He probably won't understand it, or he'll probably think you're an idiot.
Well, you said that to me once, and I'm like, huh?
You're like, what?
Spilling the tea?
Yeah.
That's what people your age say these days? Oh, I'm going to spill the tea on this so
Spill
bad.
the tea.
Spill the tea.
Or literally, lately, you don't say spill the tea. It's just tea. Like, if something happens, if I'm at my other job, I'll like look at one of my friends, and we'll either be like this, like make a tea, or we'll just be like, tea.
How about this?
No, too obvious.
What? Okay, fine. So, okay.
Mimicking tea sipping, too obvious, where we're like, tea.
Well, the pinky up gives it away.
Yeah.
So he stole this gold from this leprechaun, this super strong, super violent leprechaun.
Yeah.
And like, okay, is this particular leprechaun a one-off? Like, is he the outcast leprechaun? Because I feel like most leprechauns are nice.
Yeah.
Not their teeth are shaved into spikes, and they have jagged claws and a mean streak. Because he stole it from him, and then the leprechaun managed to get into his suitcase and fly all the way back from Ireland.
And okay, I would not open a goddamn suitcase that sounded like a little girl singing. No. I'd be like, Danny,
burn it.
What the fuck is in there?
Burn it
That's
anyway.
not Irish. Wow.
What you got in there?
What you got in that fucking suitcase?
Wow, you just went completely... Was that Cockney?
What you
Cockney
got in
English?
that fucking suitcase,
Well,
Denny?
I feel like we're in Snatch all of a sudden. you like tags? Oh, dogs. No, even that's more Irish. What you got in the fucking suitcase?
Yeah, what you got in the suitcase?
Yeah, just channel Conor McGregor. What you got in the fucking suitcase? It's fucking talking like it's some sort of small child. Fucking take it outside, light it on fire.
Yeah.
I would not open
Get it out.
So the thing is, it's singing. What's the Twinkle Twinkle Little Star?
Yeah, and then
Creepy
it's
as
like,
fuck.
please let me out.
Like, nope.
It's
Get the
dark
duct
in
tape.
here.
So this thing can't just bust its way out of a suitcase. Yet
Yeah.
it can punch through a fucking solid wood crate.
Yeah.
Oh, we're gonna get to that.
Okay.
So, yeah, he busts out of there, and my biggest thing,
kills her.
and you know me, I have my biggest problem with these movies is why don't people defend themselves?
I know. She's just like,
If you have a little, is it more appropriate to say? Can we say little person? Can you say midget?
I don't know.
He's not a dwarf because he's a leprechaun. Leprechauns aren't real though, so we can't really say leprechaun. He's a midget. He's a little person that might mean a kid or a small Asian man. It could be anything. It could be a small woman. It could be
Yeah,
the Thai masseuse.
I'm a little person.
But I would just be kicking the fuck out of this thing if it was coming at me. It's small. Just boot it in the face. It doesn't have his gold. He's not even that powerful.
Yeah, exactly.
But I love this. He goes, "Ooh, I smell tea a brewing." Like, can you? Okay, right now, can you smell your tea from where it is right next to you?
Not at all.
Neither can I. And mine, they're both cinnamon.
Yeah.
I can't smell cinnamon.
The most potent of teas.
The most potent of tears.
And then, so he like pushes her down the stairs, and I was like, why did you kill her? She doesn't have it.
Yeah.
She's like,
Yeah.
if your gold is so integral to you, shouldn't you inherently be able to sense it or something?
Yes, and this leads me back to what is this leprechaun's problem?
Yeah.
He's obviously been cast out of his leprechaun group.
Yeah.
Leprechauns, are they solo? Do they have groups?
I don't know if they're like social things.
Wait, you didn't do any leprechaun research before you come out here?
I did not.
Huh.
I was too engrossed in. Yeah, I was still reeling from like leftover turkey coma.
Fine. I love how the fall down the stairs just killed her.
I know.
Killed her.
Snapped her neck clean off.
And I've always why it doesn't make sense that a leprechaun's scared of a 4-leaf clover.
Okay, I know. Like why is a 4-leaf clover like the equivalent of a crucifix to a demon?
Yeah, because
Or
I
holy
thought
water.
they're associated with luck of the Irish,
Yeah.
4-leaf clover, leprechauns. They're all in the same, leprechauns on the box of
Realm.
Lucky Charms, the 4-leaf clovers on the box.
Yeah.
You figure it kind of goes hand in hand.
So
Maybe
he's-
serial logic isn't the best way to analyze this movie.
I would say so, considering this movie.
It's my best effort so far.
So the guy is like basically the power of Christ compels you with this clover, locks him in a box.
Is it compelling me, Jay? Does it compel me? Is it really compelling?
It's not that compelling.
Really compelling.
That's such a good movie. Does it?
Does it, Jay? No, seriously, stop it. Okay, sorry. Cutting you off.
And then he's like about to light it on fire, and his wife.
Hold on. How did he get in the crate?
Oh yeah.
Did the leprechaun jump in the crate? Like, I missed that. He's like, because he ran away from me. He's like, hee, hoo, and then he's just laying all these stupid one-liners down.
Oh, I know.
I just went, oh, fuck, am I going to have to listen to Warwick Davis just drop these shitty one-liners the whole movie?
Yeah.
Yeah. We are. So, yeah, all of a sudden, I looked away for a second. I looked at my phone to write something down. I looked up and went, oh, he's nailing the lid on the crate. Why is the leprechaun in the crate?
Yeah, I missed that too.
I was like, maybe he did hold the four. I don't think he did. I think he just ran away and decided, I'm going to hide in this crate.
Yeah.
But anyway, Anyway, sorry. Yes.
And then the leprechaun starts cursing
Yeah.
him, and then he has like a heart attack or something.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, what the hell is going on?
I love how the leprechaun knows what gasoline is.
Yeah.
He's like, oh no, don't pour the gasoline on me, no. And then like,
Oh,
what?
did your match go out?
Oh yeah. And he has a heart attack, a jammer at the right time.
Yeah.
But okay, you think he's dead?
Mm-hmm.
He's not fucking dead.
No, he pops up later. He's in a home.
And this, which just leads to so many more questions, which we'll address later.
And then I made a note, like when we're introduced to Jennifer Aniston in the next scene, she sounds the exact same. And she looks almost the exact same.
Mm-hmm. But okay, well, before we get too ahead, I just thought that the opening of this movie
a decade
felt
later.
like the end of a prequel.
Yeah.
Like the dramatic music. He's
Yeah.
gonna light the house on fire. I'm like, oh, this just seems like this is the end of part 1. Mm-hmm. What the fuck? I hate when movies do this. This is like Geostorm, giving us this whole thing. It's like, what? Just make the movie about when the old man went and stole the gold from the leprechaun.
Yeah.
I want to see that movie. Mm-hmm. I want to see that. Where was
Yeah,
that?
I want to know how he did it.
Because he's an old man and that leprechaun's strong.
Yeah, with his gold.
Yeah.
So he had to get it from him.
And where do you even, was he just wandering through the forest? There was a rainstorm. Hey,
And he
look,
was like,
there's a
"Hey."
rainbow. Let's just walk to the end of it.
Yeah. And that begs the question, does his gold get transferred around rainbows? Because they find it later in a truck.
Yeah. And nobody hid it because the old man didn't hide it there.
No.
He hid it in the house somewhere.
Yeah.
I think. He put it upstairs.
Yeah, I don't know.
This movie's, we're like 8 minutes into this movie and it's already off to a dumbass start.
Yep.
But yes, 10 years later, we come back to this farm. And the four-leaf, I love the four-leaf clover, the four-leaf clover song that was playing.
I know.
I can't remember how it went, and I'm glad I can't because it made me want to shoot myself in the face.
It was too stop.
You're my four-leaf clover.
Yeah, stop. We know, you don't we're not dumb. We
This
know.
is a song about leprechauns.
Honestly. So then we're introduced to Jen Aniston and her dad, and this quote, her and her dad are talking. Or no.
I think
No.
I know what you're gonna say.
Her and Nate are talking. This is the 90s. Women are treated equal.
No, they're not. They weren't.
They're still not.
Still not.
Fuck.
But as they're driving, she goes, "This is absurd. I can't believe I have to spend my entire summer in Mexico in the middle of nowhere." And he goes, "Well, it's actually North Dakota, but
Yeah.
it's kind of similar." I'm like, Jennifer, you're okay. You're playing a teenager. Like, how old was she in this movie? 17?
Oh,
Well, she was 24 in real life.
yeah, she was probably 17, 18.
17. Okay. What did you not
No,
learn?
18 at least.
18. You didn't learn geography in school?
Yeah,
You don't
honestly.
know that North Dakota, we're Canadian.
Yeah.
North Dakota's at the top of the states. Mexico is below the United States. How fucking stupid do you have to be?
Especially because she's like a rich girl. So obviously, I feel like she would have gone to private school.
Yeah, at least you know that.
Yeah. And then, so we get to the house and she goes in the basement.
It's been abandoned as well.
Yeah. And there's a huge goddamn tarantula on the wall.
I don't know if North Dakota has tarantulas. I was going to look it up, but I didn't really care enough.
And she's freaking out. Hell, if I was her dad, I would be like, yeah, yikes. She is very valid in being like, I'm getting the fuck out of here.
This dad is the most oblivious father I've ever met.
I know, but he was hot.
He was an attractive dude.
Yeah. Looking at him, I was like, hello.
And then we meet Nathan.
Oh my God.
I just
He
called
looked
him
like
Muscles.
he looked like he was 35, 40 years old. And he was 35. He was 10 years older
Was he?
than Jennifer
He
Aniston.
looked like Kevin Bacon's stunt double.
Yes.
Yep. And he wore that sleeveless shirt through the whole movie.
Did not change. Yeah. He reminded me of Kyle Reese from Terminator, a discount Kyle Reese a bit. Yeah. So now I'm thinking a combo of Kyle Reese and Kevin Bacon.
So he was part
Kevin Reese.
He was part Kyle Bacon.
Oh.
He was part of the three men who paint.
Three guys that paint. I literally wrote that. I said, goddamn, what did I say?
I just wrote down 3 guys that paint. Really?
Guys, what should we name our painting business? I don't know. We aren't in marketing. We're 3 guys that paint. That's it.
Bingo. I loved the outfits. So sleeveless. Old Nathan's wearing sleeveless shirt. And then
purple
you've got
vest.
You've got Ozzy wearing a long sleeve button up shirt buttoned up to the top with overalls. And Alex wearing a fucking sweater.
Yeah.
It's summertime. Jennifer Aniston's wearing short shorts.
Yeah.
What is the temperature here?
I know.
Where was wardrobe in this movie?
Yeah, honestly. And then, so they, the youngest one, Alex, spills paint on Ozzy, and he's like, what the fuck? Fuck. goes into the house to get cleaned up, and then he like blows the dead 4-leaf clover off the box, and the leprechaun breaks out of it.
Punches through the top
Yeah,
of it.
literally.
So here's a question. So the 4-leaf clover was on top of that crate for 10 years. He's been in there for 10 years. Imagine how fucking angry that leprechaun would be. 10 years of just chilling, not talking to anybody, solitary confinement for a decade.
And he's not, I guess he doesn't have to survive off of food and water.
Or shit or piss.
Yeah.
Because that crate would be disgusting. He would just be swimming in shit.
Yeah.
But why couldn't he just punch through the side? Like if he can punch through the top when that 4-leaf clover's gone. It's not like the 4-leaf clover creates a force field around the whole thing that it touches. He could have just been like, "Pachow! Gonna get me gold."
Or like there's slats in the roof, just like,
Yes, breathe on it.
got it.
He obviously knows it's up there because he can sense it. I guess.
Yeah, I don't know.
There's so much shit going on in this movie that we don't understand.
And then, oh God.
I love how Jennifer Aniston goes, "Oh, it's so weird. You're a weird guy that drives a truck and paints houses." I'm like,
Yeah.
So having a job and a vehicle to get you around is weird?
Oh, probably
Where's
her.
this bitch from?
Yeah. Well, she said, oh, California.
Yeah. Well, California still has people that paint houses
That's
and
true.
drive trucks.
So then the, oh God, the boys.
Blanking out here? You're starting to yawn. You're starting to fade.
Yeah. The boys.
The boys.
They go like Ozzy and Alex. Ozzy runs off and he's like, "There's a goddamn leprechaun. I gotta go find it." And Alex follows him, and then they're like, "Oh, a rainbow! Like the leprechaun's gonna be
God.
at the end of it."
That rainbow looked like fucking horrible, like
It was-
Microsoft Paint.
It was literally just like red, green, and blue, like those little squares in old TVs that you saw.
Oh, fucking bars and tone.
Yeah.
It was so bad. And like, oh my God, there's going to be gold at the end of it. Oh, I have to add that Ozzy is the worst painter I've ever seen.
I know.
You look at the side of the house, I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? You do your seams first, then you paint the big parts. You morons. Like, he'd be fired.
Yeah.
And is he supposed to be a kid?
No, he's supposed. There's something wrong with his brain.
Oh,
that they say.
he's got a good brain. He makes me happy. But that guy was 35 years old.
I know.
The actor.
Yeah.
It was like, I'm like, what, who casted this movie?
I know, right?
Like, and are they brothers? Like, why?
Yeah,
why
they're brothers, I think.
Oh, why? Like, I'm thinking, why is there a child working with these two adults?
I know. You're like, ooh.
Because they're three guys that paint. Why aren't they three brothers that paint?
Yeah.
3 brothers.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, and then they go to the truck and they find the bag of gold, and they're like, "How do you tell if it's real?" And Ozzy's like, "Oh, you bite on it,"
Oh,
and then he
God.
swallows it.
He's like, yeah. Oh, you just bite it. Bloop. And my instant thought was, oh, he's gonna get that thing dug out of him later.
Yep.
And this is, I said, this movie was R-rated. It felt PG. Because
Yeah.
later on,
Except for when Jennifer Aniston says "fucking" and "fuck."
Oh, does she?
Yeah.
Oh, that's why it's R-rated. Because
Yeah.
she says 2 F-bombs.
Yeah. It was so funny. So after that, they come back and they're like, "We're not going to tell anyone." And then in the meantime, Jennifer Aniston and Nate are painting the house.
Oh, and they're just like super close now. She's like, oh my God, like I totally love this place.
Yeah.
I love you, Nathan. I'm so good at painting.
And then, I laughed so hard at this entire scene because she goes over the truck to grab more paint, and all of a sudden she feels her leg getting rubbed, and she automatically thinks it's Nathan for some reason.
Who just walked around the house literally 10 seconds before that, and she watched him walk away.
And she's like, "Oh, Nathan." And then she sees him and she's like, "Ah!" And then gets scratched. And then her dad comes out and they're like, "What's going on?" My favorite line of dialogue from that whole thing was, "I know what it feels like when a man caresses my leg."
Dad's like, you do?
You do?
Okay, where's this father been the whole time?
Yeah.
He hasn't been anywhere around there. He makes no mention of where he's going. He's
true.
on the property somewhere. Meanwhile, this painter who I'm assuming they hired, like, did he call ahead and hire these painters?
Yeah.
Because they get to this property and the painters are already there. And the dad just bought the property. And it's been sitting for 10 years. I don't know if you've ever been in a house that's been abandoned. Like, I'm from Manitoba. I've seen my fair share of abandoned homes. They look rough. They look rotten. 10 years, that house will be rotted to fuck.
Oh, yeah.
With no maintenance. Like, there's only a few cobwebs. It's a little dusty. No, there would be fucking rodents living in it. There would be animals living in it, like full size, like probably fucking a house for bears. Like, this bed is just right. No, that place would be fucking like in bad shape. Or if that's the case, if it was for sale, somebody would have been taking care of it. So it wouldn't have looked like that because the dad would have had to go there to look at it at some point.
That's
you don't
true.
just buy a piece of property without going to it first.
I didn't even think about that.
Oh, I was thinking about all this shit because I want to buy a home at some point. And I'm like, that's a nice piece of property right there. But it's been sitting for 10 years. And again, that old man that had a heart attack isn't fucking dead. So why was the place up for sale? Did he sell it?
Oh, yeah.
Why didn't he take his shit out of it first? Everything was still left there.
Yeah.
He knew there was a murderous leprechaun in the basement. Why did he allow it to be sold? There's so many questions, Katie.
I literally didn't think about that.
This is all I could think of during this
Oh
movie.
my God. All I could think of during this movie was, what the fuck?
Because when we get to the end, he's like, oh, he's in a home somewhere. I'm like, what? I paused it and was like, what the fuck? This doesn't make any sense. Why was the place sold? Why wasn't it inherited by his family? You know, why wasn't he still living there?
Well, maybe he was like forcefully committed to the home for the murder of his wife.
Maybe. Bum, bum, bum.
Well, but we
I
don't
thought of
know
that
because
too.
there's no exposition.
Because it wasn't a mental hospital.
No.
Because there was no. Because
Yeah, it was
Jennifer
just a care
Aniston just
home.
managed to walk into
Yeah.
it at the end of the movie.
Yeah, so
Anyway, sorry, I'm getting off topic.
then her dad, you hear a cat noise,
Oh, yeah.
and her dad reaches into a stump or whatever to get a cat, and then the leprechaun full on bites him on the like turkey leg of his hand, like where your thumb is. That's what I call
The turkey leg?
Yeah, because it looks like a little mini turkey leg.
Gobble, gobble, man.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, who just sticks their arm into a fucking hole in a tree?
Yeah, hell no.
Like, dangle something in front of it. Maybe. And
Yeah,
you guys didn't
be
see
like-
a cat.
no,
Yeah.
you're just hearing it.
Yeah, come kitty, come kitty, come kitty, come kitty. It's Bubbles.
And then he gets bit, and he looks at his hand, and the shot is on his hand, and that's not an animal.
It doesn't look like a cat bite,
No. And they go to the hospital.
which is a good idea because I did get bit by a cat once and I got fucking infected.
Oh shit.
It was bad. Well, the cat was eating raw chicken before it bit me. It was on the counter, and I just got mad, and it like bit me as I threw it off the fucking counter.
Damn.
Yeah, I got what I deserved.
And then they go into town, and then Ozzy and Alex decide to go get their gold coin checked out.
The leprechaun follows them on a tricycle, we might add.
Oh my God, I forgot about yeah, he rolls up on the tricycle.
I put, Jesus Christ, this movie is so dumb.
And then
This is like 30 minutes in.
they get a quote of like $500 or something.
Or priceless.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's because it's either $500 or it's priceless.
And then he goes to lock it in his safe, and the leprechaun, like, he doesn't have a specific sensor of where his gold is, but he's conveniently very close to where it is all the time. It's like he has a little, like, meter, and it's like beep, 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 beep,
Which
beep, 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 beep. Or
seems weird that he couldn't find the bag of it in the truck at the end of the fucking rainbow.
Yeah.
Because I think leprechauns know, if that's a real thing,
Yeah.
where the fucking gold is at the end of the rainbow.
And I just made a note that this shop owner's suspenders bothered me because his back suspender wasn't on.
He was a weird shape.
Yeah.
This was an odd looking dude. Like when I almost looked like he was wearing a fat suit. I really think that they just had a hard time finding people that want to be in this movie.
Yeah.
So they read the script and went, no, I'm
Pass.
good. I'm good.
So the leprechaun finds this guy and like bites his leg and incapacitates him
And again, nobody fights. He doesn't fight back.
and kills him jumping on him with a pogo stick.
Have you ever tried to jump on a pogo stick?
No, actually.
It's hard. It's not easy.
Yeah.
And this little bastard just does it.
I know. He's like,
Oh,
Hey,
get
yeah.
back. And just
Crush the
pogo sticks him
lungs.
to death. As a kid, though, that kind of freaked me out.
yeah, that's fair.
Like, he
Because
was-
pogo sticks were like really popular in like the 80s and 90s.
Well, this leprechaun just freaked me out as a kid. I watched this when I was like 11.
Yeah.
It was not like it's laughable now. I watched it this afternoon and was like, this movie is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. Holy shit.
And then he sees the orange toy car and he's like, yep, I'm taking this. And then he's riding on the road with his car, and a police officer, for whatever reason, goes after him and then thinks it's a kid and gets his face torn up.
Yeah. This is the dumbest cop ever.
Oh, yeah.
He manages to get his gun pulled away from him as this fucking 4'7" child size monster is digging his nails into his face. Doesn't try to pull his hand away. Doesn't kick him.
No.
Again, just kick the little fucker.
I know.
Kick him and then look over because he couldn't have thrown his gun that far away. But instead, this pussy of a cop just runs into the woods.
I know. And he doesn't even go to his car, back to his car. He runs into the forest.
Doesn't radio in for help. Doesn't, hey, there's a little murderous leprechaun trying to fucking kill me. Please send backup.
When I was watching this tonight, I had Brandon come and watch the orange car scene because I burst out laughing. And he was like, what? And he's like, is this supposed to be funny? And I was like, no.
It's supposed to be scary. Oh, and how about this? They're in North Dakota. Nobody has a North Dakota accent. Don't you know?
Oh, yeah.
Not one
North
person talks like North
Dakota.
Dakota, eh? Nobody. Not one. And I'm like, they did not fact check the fuck out of this movie.
So then the leprechaun's chasing the cop in the forest and he's like, get away from me, you little creep. And I started laughing and I said to Brandon, that's how I envision single me going into a bar.
They're all going, I'm over here now.
Yeah. Get away from me.
And you're
you
just
little
swinging
creep.
a nightstick. He had a nightstick. He had a nightstick with him too. He pulls it out in the forest.
Oh, yeah.
So-
and he throws it in the guy's general direction.
That just annoyed me because I'm like, okay, this thing just clawed you in the face. Don't run away. Pull out your nightstick and fucking Rodney King the fuck out of that thing. Just beat the living piss out of it.
Yeah.
Because it just tried to fucking tear your face off. You are allowed to defend yourself now.
Yeah.
Pull your nightstick out, beat
Kill
it into
that kid.
submission, go get your gun and fill it full of fucking holes.
Yep.
Ugh.
But he just throws his nightstick in the general direction of him.
Yep. And then sits down and assumes, oh, he's gone.
Yeah.
Thank God. And then the thing jumps on his fucking shoulders.
And snaps his neck.
And again, it probably weighs 70 pounds.
Yeah.
Just fall forward. It's going to roll off your fucking shoulders.
I know.
It's like, haven't you ever carried a kid on your shoulders? Pretty easy to get them off. Just look. I'm trying not to get too angry right now.
So then we go back to the diner. And this piece of dialogue made me so annoyed.
Me too.
Tory, you're looking really skinny. Seriously, have some meatloaf. First of all,
Oh, wait, I'm thinking
she-
of the rebuttal.
that's cringe too.
But no, that is bad. That is bad.
First of all,
You're looking pretty skinny.
no, she doesn't.
She looks good.
She looks so.
She looks good.
She looks good.
North Dakota, they like the women bigger, eh?
Like, and second of all, if like this movie right at the beginning attempted to be feministic, I assume by the whole, it's the 90s. Women are treated equal now. So to try and attempt to be a feministic movie or have feministic, occurrences, and then to turn around and be like, you're looking really skinny, you should eat something. Like, fuck off.
I'm sure the director at one point was like, we're getting a little too feminist here. Just tuck that line in there. Or maybe the guy that improv that he was like, I'm just going to throw this in here, see what happens.
God.
But I loved how she was, I don't kill animals. I'm a vegetarian. I don't eat meat. I'm like, shut the fuck up. Okay, interesting statistic. I heard this on Rogan the other day that they say something like 84% of vegans and vegetarians go back to an omnivorous diet at some point.
Wow.
84%. So all those fucking preachy vegetarians and vegans will eventually start eating meat again. I even dated a girl last year who I remember after we broke up, we were still chatting a little bit because she thought we were going to get back together. And she went over to Vancouver and she sent me a Snapchat of her eating meat. And I'm like, fuck you. Fuck you. Seriously? You sat there, I don't eat meat, blah, 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 blah. That's better for me. She was the most low energy person I ever met. So I'm going to go to bed. It's 7 o'clock. Oh. Like, eat a fucking burger. Come on.
Oh my God.
Indulge in this bacon with me. You know you want it. But then they all eat the vegan bacon. I'm like, just eat bacon. It doesn't taste like bacon. It looks like sheep bacon. Just eat regular bacon. But I thought that stat was pretty funny.
Yeah, jeez.
But I thought she was just a little preachy there. I'm like, shut up.
Yeah.
Oh, so I got a kick out of this. So he's magic.
Mm-hmm.
He can teleport, but yet he still climbs through the window.
Yeah.
Why? Like, there were so many logic loopholes in this movie.
I know.
It wasn't even funny.
And also, like, what is with his compulsive cleaning shoes?
Yeah. That was
It's
so
his, like,
silly.
kryptonite.
He's just...
Like, it's used against him.
He walked around the house looking for his gold and then just started grabbing shoes and shining them.
Yeah.
And then later on got distracted by shoes. So that just leads me to believe they know they can distract him with shoes. Just distract him with shoes and fucking get an axe.
Yeah.
And chop him up. You're on a farm.
Yeah.
There's got to be an axe around there. There's a welder apparently because he welds himself a car later.
Oh, yeah.
Because leprechauns know how to use welders.
So then he's going around the house trying to find his gold. And, oh God, Nate, yeah, that's his name, chases after him. And for some reason, doesn't see the giant drum in front of him, trips on it, and lands in a bear trap.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And he landed like on his shin.
Perfectly in it.
Like...
And then this is where like they're like, there's no such thing as leprechauns. And all of a sudden there's a leprechaun attacking Nathan.
Yeah. Like,
Oh,
okay.
And Ozzy goes in to make a phone call.
You send the town fool who's not taken seriously in to make a call when you know he already believes that there's a leprechaun there.
Yep. And then
Okay.
I love how these cops are just the laziest. They're like, all
I
right,
know.
sure, we'll be right there. Oh, that Ozzy calling about some crazy leprechaun. And the other guy's like, yeah, before it was like aliens. And before that, what was it? It was some sort of magical monster. But meanwhile, I'm thinking.
They haven't heard from...
Yes.
Yeah.
They haven't checked in with their other deputy.
Yeah.
Who's been dead for hours now.
Yeah.
Haven't heard from him. He's probably fine. He's
yeah.
out there somewhere.
He's patrolling. Like, you don't hear from him. You're not, as the sheriff, a little bit concerned.
So in this whole midst of this crazy thing, so they get the shotgun. Alex gets the shotgun, and then he goes. Nathan goes. He's hiding in the bushes. He unloads the shotgun at nothing.
Yeah,
Like,
waste your ammo, sure.
But apparently this shotgun doesn't run out of shells ever.
No,
ever.
We
not
see
till
him
the end.
reloading it once.
He's bleeding heavily at this point from the sounds of it, and they can't stop the bleeding. I'm like, get a fucking tourniquet on it. How did none of you know to take your fucking belt off and wrap it around his leg?
Also, if this leprechaun attacks and kills everyone, he's never going to find his damn gold.
Yeah.
Like...
Because apparently without them he can't find it, but yet he can find one gold coin in a shop, in a safe.
Yeah.
And he got into that safe. He got into that safe.
He burst out of it. I totally forgot about that.
Buddy opened it and he was like, give me gold.
Yeah. So then
Logic loopholes.
he chases them all, or no, they all go to the truck to take Nate to the hospital. And I'm thinking, wow, the people at the hospital are going to start thinking that fucked up shit's happening at this farm.
People are on drugs.
Yeah. And then the leprechaun in his orange toy car ran. No,
roller skates. Roller skates.
Oh, on roller skates.
This is after, they get the gold out of the well. Because Alex and Ozzy reveal before they go to the hospital, reveal that the gold's in the well. She pulls it out of there, and then all of a sudden, he just appears next to her. He teleports. He apparates. He apparates.
There we go.
He apparates next to her. She's like, "Here you go. This is what you want." And he's like, "Sweet, thanks, bye." And he leaves.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Sweet, let's get him." And then he's counting. He's counting like a fucking preschooler. 97. Oh, 98. Oh, 99. Oh, and then he goes, "What? Wait a minute!" Like he didn't realize it as he went 99. He's been, wait, hold on a second. There's one short. And he's like, "You steal from me. It's been 10 fucking years. How can he just goes ahead and assumes that one of them is robbing him?"
Yeah.
Like, really, bud? You're fucking us all up. They're terrified of you. I'm sure
they
didn't
have
steal from you.
they had no idea what you wanted or what you were talking about.
And then now he fucking hold on. Oh, wait. No, there's more. There's more. Yes, they haven't gone yet. So
Yeah, and he tips a
he
truck over.
he comes back to the house, and then he phones the house somehow.
Oh, yeah.
Like magic phone. Then his hand comes out of the phone.
His little hand.
So they hit him with the shotgun again. And I'm like, fucking kill the little fucker. Chop him up. Do something. Hit him with the shotgun more.
Yeah.
And this is when they start distracting with shoes.
Oh, God.
They start throwing the shoes at him.
Right.
And then he's on roller skates chasing him. Which is just so fucking stupid.
He has so many different transportation modes in this movie.
It's funny because I remember that roller skate moment from when I was a kid because he smashes through the fence.
Yeah,
and,
and
it's
there's a
perfect
little,
outline.
yeah.
And then he comes out and they speed the video up. I'm like, oh my God, this is like a kid's movie.
Yeah.
It's fucking
Truly.
seemed like a kid's movie watching it as an adult. And now this is when they're not going to the hospital. Yeah, they're going to the old folks' home.
Yeah.
Where this old man is still alive. Security guards fast asleep at the fucking front gate.
And there's just a clipboard that says room numbers.
Yep. This is what I'm
Okay.
looking for. This is old man Dan. Let's go get him. And of course, the leprechaun is impersonating him. And somehow, the leprechaun dragged the body of this old man into the elevator shaft.
Yeah.
And he falls into the elevator. And he's like, oh, I knew he'd come back for me.
And like, how are you alive?
Yeah.
And she's like, how do you kill a leprechaun? And he's like, a 4-leaf clover.
Fresh from the clover patch. Has to be fresh.
Like, okay, why didn't the leprechaun roast the clover patch? Like,
Yeah. And here's another question. Why is it safe for the leprechaun to walk through the clover patch? Because
Yeah.
she's looking for one and all of a sudden he's just like, he's there.
oh, yeah.
Like, if there's a 4-leaf clover in there, you can't just walk through the clover patch, you little shit.
Oh, my God.
Katie, there are so many holes in this movie. It's
Oh,
not even
fuck.
funny. Well, it is funny. It's sad and
Yeah.
funny. So many holes. So many holes.
Oh, my God, no.
This movie is a fucking sieve.
This movie is a whole.
You could strain spaghetti in this movie. You could strain any kind of pasta. So then she runs away from him in the clover patch. She goes, oh my God, there's a cop. She runs up to this cop car just sitting there.
Yeah.
And runs up, looks through the window and doesn't realize, oh,
No.
that cop's in the passenger seat for one.
Yeah.
And he's dead.
Slumped over. And she gets into the driver's seat.
And it's like, oh no, you're dead. Shit. And then he shows up again.
Yep. He suddenly apparates.
At this point, I'm asking myself, when did they all get separated?
Yeah.
Like, didn't they drive to this fucking old folks' home together? She goes in by herself. The kid is somehow at the farm on his own, going, I'm not scared. I'm going to set this bear trap up. I'm not scared at all. And then the other two are like, where the fuck are they?
Yeah.
Why aren't they with her or him?
Oh,
they're just chilling. I
God.
know. So many problems.
Oh.
I was so angry watching this movie. And then she just gives up. They're looking for a clover. And she goes, it's not going to work.
Yeah.
We're toast. I'm like, so you're just going to let this little fucker kill you?
Yeah.
Keep looking, you fucking
I'd be
bitch.
scouring.
And then all Ozzy is like, you have to believe.
And then she's like grabs a fistful of grass.
fine, I believe then. Oh, look, a 4-leaf clover.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. And then the use of the 4-leaf clover. Like the little bastard's back and he's like, I want my piece of gold. And then Ozzy's like, it's in my tummy.
Then it's your tummy I be looking for.
Yeah. And then he chases after him, takes the buckle off of his shoe and starts slicing at him.
Yeah, hardcore.
And then
I love Alex balls it up. So instead of just
he takes
all
his
he had to do was touch him with it.
yeah, but instead he takes his gum out of his mouth, wraps the
He
clover
put
around
in the
it,
gum. I didn't see that.
and then slingshots it into his mouth somehow. Really
And
good aim.
says, fuck you, Lucky Charms.
Oh yeah.
That's why I got an R-rated movie. That's why it was R-rated, because they said fuck 3 times.
God. And then he
Fuck
starts
you, Lucky
melting from
Charms.
the inside out like it's a corrosive material. And then
Falls in the well.
and then they're like, that's it, it's over. And then he crawls back up and he's like half melted and he's like, I need my gold.
Your fucking Irish accents are different every time.
That was when he was all crusty and like,
Yar, give me gold.
give me gold.
He wants his pirate gold.
Yeah. And then he gets shot in the face and then falls down the well and then they set it on fire.
Oh, I love how gasoline does not explode like that when you
No.
pour it in a well.
No.
It would just
It
go
just-
woof,
Yeah.
woof.
But okay.
It would make that sound.
And then literally, that's it.
Yeah. Well, then
Credits start
then
rolling.
all the
3
cops-
police cars show up.
Finally.
Who knows why? Maybe they're like, hey, we haven't checked back.
finally by the morning they show up.
Yeah,
So
like,
it's just. And then we get a little voiceover. He goes,
I curse this well.
"This well be where my soul will rest until I can get me goal again." Credits.
yeah. Like, what an abrupt end.
This, oh my God, this is up there. This movie makes Titanic 2 look like Titanic.
Yep. Yeah.
That's what I thought of.
Yeah.
This was one of the single worst movies I've ever seen. And you know what the fucked up part was? They made 5 sequels.
Yeah.
5. Somebody out there went, this movie was so good, we have to make more.
I wonder if any of the sequels are better.
Hold on.
Oh, yeah, you're going to look up.
You think of a way to rate this. I've already thought of the way I'm going to rate this movie. And while I look this up for these, so okay, hold on, I'm going to look at Rotten Tomatoes because Rotten Tomatoes gave it a lower score. But this, you couldn't have, like, this movie, the makeup was shit. Like, as an adult now, I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, the makeup is shitty.
Well, yeah, because looking at Warwick Davis's face, half of it was green. Like the paint was awful.
So Leprechaun, this one got 32% from the critics.
Yeah.
Leprechaun 2, 0% from the critics and 28% from the viewers. Leprechaun 3, 0% from the critics, 33% from the audience. Leprechaun 2, Leprechaun Back to the Hood, which would be the newest one, got 25% from the critics, 31% from the viewers. Now, hold on. There's a Leprechaun 4, which is in space.
Oh, God.
Oh, come on, load. Doesn't even want to show me.
Yeah, it's like, it's not worth it.
You don't even want to know, man. Leprechaun 4 in space, 1997, 0%. Why would they keep
Damn.
making them?
Yeah.
And 21% from the viewers. I gave this movie half a gold coin out of 100 in my fucking nutsack. Not even a proper coin bag, a fucking nutsack. This movie was fucking garbage. The only good part of this movie was getting to look at Jennifer Aniston.
Yeah.
I didn't really know who she was as a kid. I just remember going, damn, this girl's hot.
Yeah, the only good thing that happened from this movie is launching Jennifer Aniston's career and Warwick Davis's.
He's had a extensive career. Did you ever see his show produced by Ricky Gervais called Life's Too Short?
No.
You should find it, download it, and watch it.
Okay.
It's funny as fuck. The interactions between Ricky Gervais and Stephen Merchant.
Oh, I love him.
He's great. They're his agents, or like they I don't know if they're his agents. He always just goes to them to try and find work, and they're like, yeah. They just always try to blow him off. But there's a scene with Liam Neeson. I'll show you after this. There's a scene with Liam Neeson and those two from that show. Fuck, it's like Liam Neeson trying to play not serious, like trying to play comedy or do
Yikes.
improv.
Oh my God.
It's great. What do you rate this movie?
Oh fuck. I think.
I'm surprised Jennifer Aniston even got a career after this because
Yeah.
that movie was so bad. At least somebody was good enough to go, there's something in you though. You've got some spirit, kid.
Honestly.
We're gonna give you a chance.
I think I will give this. I'm just gonna say this movie was the equivalent of Ozzy's digestive tract pumping out cinema, and he shit this out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was bad.
it was
Really,
so
really
bad.
bad. I can't believe I ever thought this was good as a kid.
Yeah, wow.
I probably didn't. I'm probably just remembering I thought I did.
Yeah, you're probably just remembering like, oh my God, scary Leprechaun.
Yeah,
But it was scary for all the wrong reasons.
so fucking bad.
Oh, yikers.
So we are not going to. Well, maybe down the road we'll review one of the 5 sequels. Maybe Leprechaun into Hood.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of.
Or In Space. I really want to see what
Yeah,
they do.
the space one or In the Hood.
I would picture a lot of close-ups.
Yep.
A lot of green screen in the space one.
Yeah.
The fuck is a leprechaun doing in space? There's no rainbows up there.
I don't know. Yeah.
We'll find out.
Yeah, eventually.
Well, let's call this piece of shit there. That's
right.
enough of that.
Yeah.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
This is real garbage.